This week I'm going to be reading with the Alleyman's Tarot. It's a very big deck. Additionally, the way I'm going to be reading is just doing free pull and shuffling the cards. This is going to be for the air signs. Hi, M. Thank you for coming. So good to see you. I debated as to if I was going to be able to get me shuffling the cards into the video. It's kind of difficult to maneuver them. So we can start with the air sign of Gemini. And Gemini, if you would like to go ahead and set your intention for the reading, I'll be over here shuffling the cards. How have you been feeling, Gemini? Gemini. Are you here for a particular reason today? Or were you just curious about the live stream? Do you feel guided to the video? What do you think is guiding you there? Alright, so I'm almost done with my shuffle. Like I said, it's very difficult to shuffle this deck because it's so big, so I've been shuffling it like a book. Alright. And where are we going to cut it to? I have to close my eyes so I don't recognize the cards. So don't tell me what I'm looking at. No tells. No tells. Okay. And then take the first group off the top. Alright, so I'm going to look through them first. And then I'm going to talk to you about them. Interesting. So, spoiler alert. Everything gets tied up with a nice little bow at the end. Oh, wait, I gotta write down the timestamp. Uh, 4:30. Okay. I might have to grab my water in a second. We'll see. So everything gets tied up with a nice little bow at the end. This 8 of Wands. We have the moon, and we have this fellow who looks a lot like the Joker, trying to cut these marionette strings. So this could be a little bit like the 8 of Swords, where we are trying to free ourselves from a predicament. But everything being very unclear, can see the path forward a little bit. And we see the moon benevolently gazing down at the terrain below. The two dogs, in this case, formed out of these two sets of bound hands, bound together, one pointing up and one pointing down. Very beautiful card. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Somebody's having a very good time drinking and partying. We also have this jawbone. It's covered with poetry. Straight cutlass of fire, the late sun hung vigorous with bees in its motionless yellow suit. A blinding something on the brink of burning, home in the fields. Trying to hold out long enough to feel beyond the ground as though the moon were an untouched, growing child in the, might say, home or house, which could refer to a house in your astrological chart too. Sorry, there's a map on here that I was trying to make out. Definitely keep any excesses in check at this time. Things might get down to the bone. There's a coronation being canceled here, Gemini, because of a failure of a test. This could be that you were supposed to do some kind of training at work and didn't pass the test. That's a possibility, but not necessarily the case. This could have to do with leadership roles. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So it could also be a situation where somebody gets promoted to a higher position and maybe they decide that that is really not what they want. That's probably what this is about. We're coming up on the end here. We've got King of Wands. So Gemini, King of Wands is air of fire energy. It's possible that this is you in the reading, that you're actually going to come out ahead. You're going to have passion for what you do. There is a bit to do with creativity as well. King of Wands is a very charismatic leader, very passionate, very powerful. In contrast to that, we have the Magician. So the Magician here is showing up reversed. Perhaps what this is saying, sometimes what this is saying in a reading is that the amount of manifestation energy that you've put into something is sufficient for it to come to pass, and that it's time for you to give that ritual work a rest. And that can apply in mundane ways too. If you are a good employee, obviously, your work will speak for itself. Or if you are good at running your own business, the business will flourish. So yeah, then at the very end of everything, I think it's wrapped up with a nice little bow. Additionally, what we saw back here with Judgment reversed, right? Maybe even somebody having too good of a time with themselves or enjoying their life, really. If you're enjoying your life and it gets in the way of progression, what are we really here for? As long as you're enjoying it, that's what's important. as long as it doesn't cross over into excesses that no longer bring us pleasure, but instead have become a compulsion. So here, where this judgment card is in the reverse and it's preventing this ascension process. By the end of this character arc, you have to wait for this to be fulfilled, your manifestation. As the King of Wands, stepping into that place of power. Let me... Oh, thank you, M. I appreciate that. Let me find out more about this. So, what I'm curious about is, in this whole process, what needs to occur in order for that manifestation to take place? Maybe it's something Gemini is responsible for, but maybe it's something that, in fact, is contingent upon other factors. What would those factors be? What are the signs? What are we looking for? People have been talking about you behind your back. And they say that no publicity is bad publicity. It's going to get back to you. And you're going to realize that things have been said about you. Things that were said from a catty and jealous place. But the result is actually going to bring reward for you in some way. So because people were talking about you, even though they had ill intention in doing so, it will get back to you that people have been talking about you in a less than favorable light. But somehow that ends up translating into success for you. Well, I'll just go ahead and show you this one because I'm still looking at it. Torture. It's like the 9 of Swords. Yeah. I mean, I'll count them or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's the 9 of Swords. The swords are circling, getting ready for that 10 of Swords moment at the end. And we're very anxious during these times because we are haunted by the specter of our own future demise. Knight of Rings and Strength. So your power in this situation and your determination is going to translate into money coming in quickly for you, material resources coming to you quickly. And that will bring an ending of sorts also, but I can see that you are somewhat anxious in this time, Gemini. All right, so that is going to conclude the Gemini portion of the reading for this week. When I'm done over here, I'm going to go over to the members side of the channel and do some crystal scrying with this Icelandic spar. This was often used for navigation. The way that the sunlight shines through it tells you which direction you are pointed because of the sun. You're cordially invited, but of course, your presence here, whether just viewing, liking, sharing, subscribing, clicking the little bell so you know when I go live, or for commenting. All of those things are so greatly appreciated. Now, before I continue, I really do need to get some water. Hold on. I have like the most enormous water bottle I could find. Okay. That's much better. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Sorry. I've been keeping my water bottle too close to the floor and it gets dusty. Okay. So now we're going to move on to the sign of Libra. Libra, 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 Libra. Libra, welcome back. How have you been? It's been a while, huh? So, did you come to the video for any particular reason today? Do you have anything on your mind? Interesting. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do about that. Let me see about getting these cards shuffled, which is difficult because the stack of cards is enormous. Yeah, just kind of think about it. And there we go. Yeah, tell me if there's anything that you want to find out more about. All right. Oh, thank you, Em. So now I have to grab some cards. Let's see, these ones here. A few more. And we'll start with this one. All right. So this card on the top, it's called Misero. He's this old, decrepit man with this broken down wall behind him and the little dog at his feet. Actually, it's hard to tell if he's old or not. His skin's really smooth. It's possible he's just very down on his luck. I don't know if this is you in the reading, Libra. Oh, let me write down the timestamp. Sorry about that. I will make it for great. We also have the Five of Pentacles coming out. So these two cards are very similar. There is need. There is perception of one's surroundings that may or may not be aligned with the reality of a cold, cruel existence. Something could be making you miserable at this time. There's definitely a feeling of lack. Let me see what else is going on here. Okay. So what's going on here is the Two of Pentacles here is in the center, and we have the Queen of Swords reversed over here. Now, the Queen of Swords, when she's showing up reversed, that's somebody who's very cutthroat, somebody who's trying to manipulate situations for their benefit. And because it's paired with the Two of Pentacles, it looks like some of you, Libra, might have been involved with a person who was manipulating situations. And there might have been money involved in this arrangement as well, because it's the Two of Pentacles. So a sharing of material resources with another person. Could be a roommate, could be a boss, or a coworker, could be... Oh, hi, Robeck. It's so good to see you. Hi, Maria. Thank you for coming. Yeah, exactly. They were roommates. And the third card that I have with that grouping is, it would be the Chariot card, but in this particular deck, this is the a battle. So one side being victorious over the other. We have the sword through the wolf's eye. So could have been speared by that Queen of Swords. And that could be, if that was a living situation involved in that, that could have been very difficult to deal with. I'm very sorry, Libra. Here we have the Death card, so that will change. All of this from this situation, all of this is going to transform into something different. So let's find out what it will be transforming into. Oh, that's good. Queen of Strays. So maybe you're going to end up being more popular because of everything that's happened. People do love drama, I have to say. We have the Four of Cups also. So maybe these are some different options. Hold on. I am so sorry. Somebody just set off a firework outside of my house. So what are our different options? Looks like you have a couple of types of things you could do. So one of them is be the Queen of Strays. Couch surf for a while. Maybe take up some odd jobs if this is about an employment situation. Just kind of be casual and fun to be around. And not very committal, but not too non-committal. Queen of Strays has to take care of the kittens, of course. There's also the Boogeyman card is showing up in the reverse. And this is very interesting because you could then kind of be a little bit feared or dreaded. Like, come back from it. Oh boy, they're really celebrating out there, huh? I do apologize for the fireworks, you guys. So, not that you're going to be a big, scary, tough guy, but people will know that if they cross you, this guy's going to show up and they're not going to want to have to deal with him. And it looks like because it's coming out with the Four of Cups, we only have 2 options here. So there are probably other things you haven't thought of in the situation. Okay. The Page of Curses is reversed. So I don't exactly remember. This is from the Wizard of Barge deck. I don't exactly remember the suits. So I'm just going to read the card as it is. Curses is speaking of words in a negative way. So to draw up negative attention for things. This could be more of this spreading misinformation. That's how I'm going to treat this card, as if it was the Page of Swords reversed. We have the Four of Wands, and we have, this guy looks like a page. Could be a Page of Wands. And then on the back is this scene. So, Four of Wands can be about celebration, create a foundation for something. This could be about a marriage even. Or finding out that somebody has entered a relationship with somebody else. But it could just be a rumor. Because the Page of Curses is coming up reversed. This could be like good fortune. Because we see here, these 2 angels are on the hunt for the heart. If we're reading this as the Page of Wands, it's about finding the passion for things. So there's some misinformation being shared around about a celebration or establishment, a keystone placing of something that somebody's passionate about. This could be if you're opening a brick and mortar of some kind also. Very intriguing stuff here for you today, Libra. All right, so let's close it out. Oh, this is one of those cards, isn't it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So what we have here is this offering being burned. And we do have somebody down in the fire. It's kind of a scary card. I won't show it to you too much. These could be symbols. They could be shields. All things on fire, but it's like it's metal. It's like metal burning. Oh, I said I wasn't going to show it too much. Sorry. It's so scary. Oh my God, so scary. Gosh, that is a really intense card. All right, well, I'll have to come back to this one. Let me cover these first. This one is a mirror, as seen through these curtains. And as you can also see in the mirror, there's something like ectoplasm there, the substance reflected back towards you. And the back of the card also bears that same image. Almost like there's a hole through the paper. So, wait, can I do that trick? Just kidding. And so this is the Lover's card and showing up. It's been both ways in the hand, so it doesn't really matter because we're talking about the duality anyway. And it continues this imagery with the oval through onto the other card. It's almost like a shot, a ballistics remnant, if you will. You better pull that baby out of the fire. Yeah. No matter how scary something is, no matter how improbable it seems, you better pull the baby out of the fire. And we're going to end with the Lover's card. Libra, let me just look at it for a second. These two are not just lovers, they're very close friends. When you enter into agreements, arrangements, etc., that person that you're entering into that arrangement with should be a close friend. This is why corporations are ruining our society. I mean, I go back to that all the time on this channel. Oh, what, baby? Whatever it is that's at stake at any given time. We can't always have all of our coworkers be our closest friends. We might not even like our coworkers. It would be better if we could all work with each other a lot better. So that is going to conclude the Libra reading for this week. And now I'm going to move on to Aquarius. 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 I know. I shouldn't spring that on people so late in the game. Okay, so Aquarius. Shuffle these cards. And grab this one. Grab a few off the bottom. How many? This many? It's too much. Put two back. Okay. These off the top, some out of the middle, some out of the side, this side. Okay. And this one. Okay. And put the time stamp. Okay. Somebody's been going on shopping sprees. This could be overspending. It could be a lot of Grubhub takeout. Or going out to clubs a lot and spending money on that. New clothes, drugs, to go to the club, all that stuff. We kind of have a version of the death card coming out with the tower. So there's going to be an ending to that. But the death card is reversed here. So, it's a change you don't want to make. Wow. Somebody is going blank slate, totally blank slate after this period. So Aquarius, I have this Joker card coming out, and then I have the Hole, and then I have this other card that is also very blank. Even the backs of these cards are totally plain. So this is going to be like a complete and total change for somebody. That you're going to end this party lifestyle or spending too much money because you get very close to disaster. I mean, the Tower card does come out, so it could even be, that something does happen, but it's not as bad as it could have been either. Now, this one is the Hermit card. It's coming out reversed. So I think this is also telling you that you don't have to go out to not be a total shut-in. Like, you don't have to go out to anywhere that you have to spend money. Like, you can walk to the park. You can meet your friends in the park and have coffee or something like that. You can invite your friends over, watch movies, other things that don't require you to totally cut yourself off. We have an ending to visibility. Like, if you've been very visible, you are going to become a lot more private. Probably because of these things that have gone on before. Like, you might have posted a lot of pictures when you went out before, and now you're like totally changing things up and you're not going to be posting as much on social media. And we have another death card coming out reversed. This is 13, which is the death card. But this also kind of stands on its own as like a horror story. Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Pretty lady. And then, of course, this tower in the background. So again, there's like a change that you don't want to make, that you're not ready to make. We have Four of Wands. Oh, this is a really cool Four of Wands, actually. I didn't even read it like that at first. But it really does a good job of illustrating, like, that foundational aspect of this card. It really is building the foundations of your future. So sometimes that has to do with graduating from college or getting a job or building a house, buying property, starting a business. Um, all of those different things could be wrapped up in the Four of Wands. So there is something like that coming in for you as well, Aquarius. Interesting. Okay, so we have the all bright, and then we have the thing among reflections. Now, if something is the source of light and you try to shine it in a mirror, you're not going to be able to see the detail. You're just going to see the light. So something needs to dim itself down before it can be reflected. And this can be different things. Dim itself down before it can be reflected. Like, if something is too much, people aren't able to process it. So there's something that needs to be pulled back. I wouldn't say personality, because that is the first thing people go to, and I don't think that is a good way to think about it. You know, I think a lot of people who come to tarot readings are looking to improve themselves. And you want to improve yourself and improve yourself and improve yourself. And eventually your life does really get a lot better. But there's always going to be things that are outside of your control. And it's okay to admit that, because that reinforces the concept of free will in others. So I wouldn't say personality in this case. I would say start smaller. When you're showing things to people, show them like a smaller part of it first. And then when they show interest in that and are asking you more questions about it, then it'll be easier for you to get them pulled in, I guess is the best way to say it. We got a bunch of circles coming up. Hope y'all like circles, Aquarius, because here they are. We have the Ten of Rings, and this one is infinity. Infinity card. Infinite emotional happiness. And there is a new relationship coming in. Now, this could be a love relationship, but it could also be a very good friendship. It could be all kinds of interactions with a person. It's a very intimate sharing of that emotional substance between two people. And finally, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Accordions, and another Death card, this time in the upright. This time, you're going to be ready to make that change, Aquarius. You're going to have this new opportunity, possibly even a new opportunity in music to make money. And that is going to be what causes you to make that change that you've been needing to make the whole time. So that is going to conclude the air sign readings for this week. I really love using this deck. It's so cool. I'm going to go now over to the members side of the channel to do the crystal scrying. So if that interests you, you are cordially invited. But of course, your presence here on the channel is always so greatly appreciated. So now, I bid you farewell. Until next time, I hope to see you again very soon. And Roback, I think I'll probably just send you a link from now on.